Hello everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome to a Curious Cuttlefish podcast, episode 3. Hello, I'm Sarah, and if you would like to find me, you can find me on Ravelry as a little cuttlefish. You can find me on Instagram as a Curious Cuttlefish. And my email is acuriouscuttlefish@gmail.com. So if you ever want to reach out to me, you can use any of those 3 avenues. I also appreciate any likes or comments you leave on this video. And if you enjoy me and what I talk about, if you enjoy yarn and yarny things, then please subscribe to my channel. So let's get right into it. This week I had quite a few finished objects. I will have to insert a video here of the objects that I made for Mother's Day and my niece because she had a birthday this weekend. So you can see that now. Hello everyone, so today is Sunday and I wanted to give you guys a peek on some of the things that I made for my mom and my mother-in-law for Mother's Day before they get gifted. And since I typically record these on Monday, I'm just gonna sneak this little clip in so you can see what I was working on this week. So let's start with my mother. I made this basket. So if you can see there, do my best to get it in there. I decided to do a basket and I will be filling this with flowers and different sweets, treats, all kinds of things to give to my mom for Mother's Day today. I used 3 different yarns held together to make this, which helps with the rigidity of the basket. And I added some handles on there. And so this is the pattern that I've been working on. This is a yarn eating pattern. So if you have plenty of acrylic yarn or lots of scraps, it's great. As you can see, the 3rd color that I used, once it ran out, I just changed to another one. So it went from a dark blue to a light blue to a white. Really like how this one turned out. These are colors that my mom loves. So hopefully she really likes this. And I'm realizing how long it takes to actually write patterns. So this is on the to-do list of stuff to write, stuff I want to get out to you guys, stuff I want to put on my Ravelry. I will be writing this. It is a very simple pattern. It just can take a little while because you're holding so many strands of yarn together, and your hand can get a little tired from holding all those strands and trying not to tangle everything while you're working it up. But this is all done in single crochet, so fairly simple. So that's one. That's for my mom. And then for my mother-in-law, I also made her one. This one is a bit smaller. And so we did, it's black on the bottom and I had it slowly fade up to white at the top with the handles. Very happy with how this one turned out. And this one was fairly simple as well. Same construction. For this one, I was holding 4 strands of yarn together. So the bottom, we started off with 4 strands of black yarn, and as each of my scraps of black yarn ran out, I would attach a white to the strand. So this was only 1 strand of white, then we have 2 strands, 3 strands, and then all white. So it created a very nice gradient. I'm very happy with this basket. And again, I will be putting flowers and snacks, various goodies in here to give to my mom and my mother-in-law. Hopefully they really like how these turned out. And I'm wanting to write this pattern as an adjustable pattern where you can create a basket the size that you're looking for, whether you want a smaller one or a larger one. If I do it that way, I would have to figure out yarn quantities. This I was mostly using scraps from other projects, and so that's how I really got this effect. I really like how it looks, and I think it's a great way to use up those ends that you have. So there's that. And then also, my niece has a birthday this weekend. I say this, I'm recording this on Sunday. So we're going to celebrate with her as well, and she is turning 3. So I made her a bag. And if you did the Zoom chat with Brenda on my Puckaful Life, you would have seen this. But I made a little unicorn bag. And with this little flower here, this flower is actually a hair tie. So if you look here, you can put it on and take it off, and then she can wear it in her hair. And I know when I showed this on the chat, people were interested in this pattern, and so this one is taking me a bit longer time to write because there's a lot more pieces and things going on. I will be making another bag or 2 of this to test it myself, and then asking if any of you are interested in testing this pattern so that I can make sure there's no mistakes, as this is my first, well, since making my channel, these will be my first patterns I have ever written, so I want to make sure that people can read it and understand it, and it's not just written in some language or something that I think makes sense, but I want other people to be able to make these projects as well. So there is another one of my completed objects for this week. So yes, very happy with how this turned out. So that will be given away today as well. And now I will jump you guys forward to whatever other objects I have completed. Enjoy. Alright, so other finished objects I have for this week would be this. If you followed me on my Instagram, again, Tails guys. This is my Sei Bella shawl. And I used 1 mandala cake to make this. But I love the colors. This is so pretty. So excited to use this. So this is the Sei Bella shawl. This is by, I believe her name is Melanie. And if you're interested in the pattern, you can contact her and ask her for it. I will see if I can get the information for that and leave that in the description box below if you're interested in making this shawl. So there's this one. And then my other finished object, I had said that I was going to try really hard to not have more than 1 whip on my knitting needles, and I failed already. I had 2 on my needles last week, but I finished it. So here I have a hat. This, I am so excited guys. This will be my first ever written knit pattern. I am so happy with how this turned out. I do want to make some adjustments on it. It is not exactly what I had in mind when I started. I wanted this to be more of a slouchy hat, but seeing as all the hats I have ever knit have been beanies, even when I'm trying to make it longer, it still turned out to be a beanie. So I've got to work on that. But guys, I love the stitch pattern here. I do already have a correction because if you can see on the side, there are these purl stitches are a lot straighter than my first row of purl stitches because this is made in the round. I do have an idea of how I can correct this, so I will be making this again and making adjustments to the pattern so that it comes out a lot cleaner, and hopefully this row straightens out. And once that is out, I will be looking for testers, which I hope to have a video coming out soon asking if any of you are interested in testing the patterns that I have been working on writing. And I appreciate you reaching out to me, and I also ask for your patience as these are my first written patterns I have ever done. And so I am very new to this. I want to make sure that they are written well and easy to understand for anyone who wants to make these things. So that's why it's so important for me to have these tested so anyone can make them. But yes, that is my hat. So happy with it. I love this. Excited to get this written up. I'm going to make another one and have two variations on it. One where it's a snug fitting beanie like this one, and one where it's more of a slouchy hat. So this will be coming out soon. My other written patterns, I will have a video hopefully this week asking for testers for the patterns that have been written and typed up. Most of them are in my notes. I just have to type it up and make it look nice so I can get those out to testers. And then I'm also on the fence of whether or not I should have my patterns be paid patterns or free patterns. So I haven't decided what would be best. I know if I do paid patterns, what would happen with that money is I would put it back into this podcast, and it would allow me to do more videos for you guys. It would allow me to have a microphone and other things that would just make it easier to set up and produce videos. So that's my thoughts on that. And I would also want to thank all of you who watch my channel, so I would give you guys a coupon code to make it much cheaper than the prices that I would set these at. And I would probably make them cheaper than most patterns anyways, but it does take a lot of time and math and practice in order to make the patterns work. So I don't know how I would feel about doing free. Still need to think about that. So any advice you have or comments would be greatly appreciated. Just let me know what you think. This pattern here will be coming out soon. And a few of the other ones I've mentioned in my previous podcast will also be in that batch, and I'll have a video later this week asking for testers. So if you're interested, please contact me through my email or comment on the video that will be coming out later this week. Alright, so that's it for finished objects. Works in progress. I am still working on this triangle scarf shawl, but as I was supposed to use the yarn, this yarn here was supposed to be going towards my shawl, and I had this idea and this just flew off my needles because this was what I was thinking, and it happened way faster than this. But there is progress. I got a little further, and as it gets longer and longer here, it just takes me longer to complete rows on it. I love this color. I'm so excited for this to be done. I don't have much left. There's only a very small ball, so this should be completed soon. Knitting takes a while, and I love it. I love how it looks. I need to be more patient with making these things, and since hats are a lot faster, that's why that hat came off the needles quicker than this one is. So hopefully this will be finished this week. And then the blanket I had is still in progress. I did not make much I didn't get much further on that, so it's in another space and I'm not going to go run and grab it just to show you guys. Those are my works in progress. I know some of you had commented on this blanket that I have on the back of my couch. It is my first blanket that I had ever crocheted, and you guys can't see on the video here. Oh, maybe a little. Guys, I made this years ago, and look at this. I still have all the tails. All the tails are on here, on the ends of every color change. I have not clipped them. I have not woven them in. It exists and lives in that manner with the tails sticking out, and it probably will continue to because I don't plan on sewing those in anytime in the future. It has been washed many times, it has been loved, it has been used, and it has tails everywhere. But this is my blanket, so I didn't have to make it look especially nice. It was my first blanket and I love it. We leave it as is. Everybody uses it. So that's my first blanket. I know that there were some comments in my earlier video asking about the yarn cake holder I had made with the ribbon yarn. So I have that right here. So here's my cake of yarn. Here's the holder I made. Again, a tail, guys. Yeah, I have problems with sewing in and finishing. There's a tail. You can ignore that. So yes, here's my yarn cake holder. It fits the cake of yarn in there well. It's very flexible, so if I wanted to put a bigger cake in, I can, and it keeps everything very nice and neat and keeps your yarn from getting tangled when you're working on it. So there's that. I don't know if, again guys, I just completely freeformed this, made it up as I went. It's not anything special, it's not that hard to do. I could probably look at this and write up the pattern for this as well, but I don't know if anyone would be interested in this. So if you are interested in seeing this, since I am already making notes and writing up so many patterns at the same time, I wouldn't mind having a pattern for this. So if you are interested, let me know and I will happily write a pattern and create a video tutorial on this. I'm hoping to have my first tutorial come out in the next couple weeks. So if this is one that you're interested in, I would be happy to do a tutorial. I would be happy to write it, but I mostly just made this up as I went so that I could put my cakes in here. It fits mandala and any other. This is a red heart cake. Just so that it keeps my yarn nice and neat when I am working on projects. So there it is. You had asked to see it. And yes, I can possibly write this up. I would have to go back and count and probably make a second one, which would not be a bad thing. I wouldn't mind having more of these. So there is that. Alrighty, and now I see my video is getting a bit long. I don't really want to make hour-long podcasts, so I believe that's all for right now. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching my videos. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing to me. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a great week. Enjoy. Bye.